Hello Taurus, welcome to your April 2020 He Said, She Said reading. Thanks for joining us. My name is Michelle.
My name's Richard.
What we're going to be doing next month is we'll be doing the readings and putting them out in order of the most liked videos of this month. So if you'd like your video out before the others, Taurus, please don't forget to press the thumbs up button down below. Okay, let's get started. Taurus, for your oracle cards, you have the Green Man. And the Green Man is all about fertility, growth. It's associated with the root chakra. The Green Man represents the masculine aspects of life, such as taking risks, how we express ourselves in the world, and how we move in the world. Usually it speaks of moving with confidence, courage. Prosperity and richness is also associated with the card. Relationships are also highlighted. For men, the card offers opportunities to be a guardian or protector, a strengthening link for others. For women, there's a feeling of being guided to seek the more masculine side and go for it. Positive action, bringing about positive change. Alternatively, if there's some conflict around you, consider whether the relationship is healthy and fertile or if it is time to reevaluate. It tells me that growth is still possible if communication is enhanced. Now, Richard has pulled a card from the Shadows and Light Oracle for the other side, and we have the Faceless Ghosts and the Haunted Girl.
This card, I get a narcissistic energy around. You've got this girl here and she's surrounded by these people who are wearing masks, who aren't what they seem. They're sending out these messages, but she's actually aware of what they're doing here. And I would hope for the same awareness from you if you've got people around you who are wearing masks and who are not what they seem.
So Taurus, let's see where this goes. Either side can resonate, so please keep that in mind. If you're cross-watching, either side can resonate as the Taurus that you're dealing with. At the bottom of the deck, I had the Two of Swords in the upright.
And I've got the Page of Cups in the reverse.
Could be a situation here where someone has been blinded to the truth. But let's take a look. I'll do a few more shuffles for you, Taurus. And let's get started. We'll start with the status of the relationship, how you're viewing this person or the relationship itself, the strengths, the weaknesses, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and the likely outcome.
Okay, status of the relationship, how this person's viewing you, Taurus. Strengths, weaknesses, what this person should keep doing, what they should stop doing, and the outcome if nothing changes.
Okay, here we go. It's interesting because the Devil is associated with the Green Man, and the Green Man aspect of the Devil is the fertile side. If we talk about the horned god and the fertile aspect of the horned god, that's the Green Man. Now, the other aspect of the Horned God, of course, is the Hunter-Destroyer aspect. So there seems to be a need to look at how we use, or how you use this energy, Taurus, because the Devil doesn't always necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Often, at times, it's something that needs to be integrated. And I'm getting a sense here of integration, but we'll see where that goes.
You know, sometimes having that devilish energy can be quite fun, can't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so looking over here, status of the relationship, we've got the King of Pentacles over here, but he's in the reverse. Yeah, this talks of somebody who is possibly having some sort of financial difficulty, but it could also be somebody who is not acting their best selves. There's an air of corruption also around this card.
Let's take a look and see how you're viewing this person. We've got the Moon in the reverse. You know, it's interesting with these two cards. Two major arcana coming up straight away. So it tells me that there's something important happening for you, Taurus, in the month of April. I feel like this is something coming out, Richard. I feel like there's been some kind of repression here of someone's, well, shall we say, more physical side. Maybe darker side could be sexuality. I see something coming out in you, Taurus, and it's because it's kind of like I don't know why I'm getting this, but I've got this image in my mind of someone who has had this within them but has repressed it for probably a very long time. But I feel that because of this green man, this growth here, there's a wanting to express this side of themselves.
Okay. Looking over here at how this person's viewing you, Taurus, we have the Three of Pentacles. I get the impression that you're married to somebody or in a long-term partnership that has been cooperative for a long time, but underneath the surface something's been seething, I think. And I think it's ready to come out.
Yeah. I also get a sense around it, and Richard, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I get a feeling like being in the workplace around those cards.
Okay, so yes, that could definitely be the workplace as well.
Yeah.
So for some of you, it could be a marriage, long-term relationship. For others of you, we're talking about a place where you've worked for a while. Yeah,
and I get the sense of other people looking on as you work. There's a feeling here of perhaps someone who maybe is attracted to someone in their workplace. Let's see where this goes. The strengths here is the Six of Cups. So there is some kind of past connection. I do feel like there's an energy around this of knowing this person in some way. There has been in the past either a reaching out or perhaps a gift. I get kindness associated with this Six of Cups.
Okay, looking over here at strengths, we have the Page of Pentacles in the upright as a strength. Yes, this tells me this person's looking for some sort of new opportunity. It could possibly be in the workplace, but it's definitely outside any relationship that they happen to be in right now.
Right. Let's have a look and see what we have here as the weakness. The Seven of Cups in reverse. There is an element here of the need to be careful that this is real and that this isn't just fantasy. I get an element here of somebody wanting to live out a fantasy. And there's danger in that. And that's why we have this Devil card.
But there's been repression.
There's been repression. I feel that there's been a lot of fantasizing about something, but not actually doing it. But it seems to me like somebody is actually wanting to do it, but they're having trouble either expressing this need in a healthy way, or they're just content to fantasize about it without actually carrying it through.
So you're talking about integration here, Michelle.
Yeah, I am.
And you know, knowing that there's a part of ourselves that is kind of dark quite often, and that we really need to be accepting of that.
Yeah, this is someone who doesn't want to express it, is maybe ashamed of expressing it,
right?
But yet has this feeling that they really want to express it, and they fantasize about it a lot, but on the surface, I think that none of this shows. It's all hidden. So
it becomes a question of how they want to express this. And we talk about the masks that people wear.
It might be this person putting on a mask.
Okay. Looking over here, weaknesses. Eight of Wands in the upright. So communication is the weakness. I think Michelle has this right when she talks about the need for this to come out, but to come out in a constructive way.
Because this is a kind of energy that if it's repressed too long, it can come out in a very harsh way.
It's kind of like a pressure cooker, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a volcanic energy. It's an eruption, but it's one that can have very negative consequences. But it doesn't have to go that way at all. Let's have a look and see what Taurus should do. Okay, interesting. We've got your card, Taurus, the Hierophant. So I feel that there's a connection here between this devil energy and the Hierophant. Again, I'm getting a need here to express yourself in this kind of way, but do it healthily, do it in a more spiritual connection. So I feel like I had the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And what I'm getting around this reading is that somebody has a choice here between how they express this devil energy. On one hand, there's a very unhealthy choice. The other hand, Exactly. The other hand, and it's a inauthentic choice, something in which someone's wearing a mask.
Right.
Could be you, Taurus, could be the other person.
Right.
But there's a more spiritual connection that's associated with the past, I feel. A deep spiritual connection here, where this can be expressed in a healthy way. This is what you're being led to, Taurus, not this other situation, which could be in the workplace.
Okay, so looking over here at what this person should keep doing, we have the Eight of Cups in the upright. I think this is part of that choice. There are two paths here that possibly could be taken here, Taurus, either you or the other person. There's this healthy integration, which has to do with the Hierophant here in the upright, which is two things. It's you expressing yourself and being your best self. It's also having knowledge of who you are and what you are, and how best to integrate that into your personality and into your psyche.
Without going against what you value.
Yes, the Hierophant is all about what we value, isn't it? What we hold dear, what we're willing to put up with, and what we're willing to, the standards that we're willing to uphold, right?
Yeah.
So this Eight of Cups here, I see this as being a choice. It's going away from something in order to express this this darkness. Now, is it going to be expressed in a healthy way by integration, or is it going to be expressed in an unhealthy way?
Let's have a look and see what you shouldn't do. Interesting. The Death card. You know, I'm going to have to get a clarifier on that as why that's come up as what you shouldn't do, because normally I would see the Death in the upright as positive growth. So let's see, why is the Death card coming up as what shouldn't be done? Okay, Page of Wands. So in this case, it is about change for changes, for the sake of change. In this case, it's about change for the worse. It's kind of like I see, if you see the Death card and a page, it usually symbolizes something brand new. Now, why is that a problem? I'm going to have to look at the outcome as to why that may be a problem. It could be a symbol of you needing to express yourself in a more mature kind of way. But I'll have to have a look at that.
I'll take a look at the outcome now.
Okay, yeah. The 10, okay, well that makes sense. So rather than go for a new start here, Taurus, with somebody else, possibly in the workplace, it seems like you're being called to look at integrating this devil side into something that you already have with that Ten of Pentacles.
It's something that already has a legacy attached to it.
Yeah.
Not just a legacy, but memory.
Memory, nostalgia, knowing someone for a long time.
It's kind of like that old slipper, that comfortable old slipper.
Or if it's not that, it just could be something that you know is going to lead to this. It may be that. The thing is, this is kind of like being in search of something new. So rather than constantly just going from one thing to the next, it's about laying down roots, the Green Man. So I feel that you have an opportunity around you, Taurus, with either someone that you're currently with or someone that you could potentially be together with in the future, where you can build this legacy of growth, a fertile place, something that's going to lead to prosperity. Or there's a possibility that you could decide to, I don't want to settle down, I just want to go and sow some wild oats and go from kind of like a multiple dating situation with that Page of Wands. It's a choice, I feel, we're talking about here for you, Taurus. But you're being led, because I feel for you, stability and prosperity and having that sense of prosperity around you is important, very important for a Taurian. There's a deep-rooted kind of energy around this. So I think that this kind of lifestyle for you, although it may seem like it's something that is exciting or gives you that kind of spring in your step, a more youthful kind of energy, maybe going back to how you were when you were younger, that kind of energy, that kind of thing doesn't lead to growth, and it doesn't lead to stability. So there's a sense of being unstable, and I don't think that you like that. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. All right. So looking over here, what this person should not do. We have the Magician in the reverse here. That's very deceptive, tricky energy.
It's tricky.
It is tricky. Let's take a look at the outcome here. Oh, look at that Page of Wands there.
I think this is two paths
Yeah,
of
but
the same person.
You know, I was about to say the same thing,
Yeah.
Michelle. You took the words right out of my mouth. So what I'm saying here, and what Michelle's saying as well, is that this path here represents the, shall we say, less wholesome path.
And it's someone wearing a mask. They're pretending.
Yeah, they're pretending. They're repressing this devil energy by expressing it in a way that is not particularly constructive. You know, at the beginning of the reading, I had the Page of Cups in reverse on the bottom of the deck. That's a very, very immature kind of energy. It's the less mature path, if you will. I got a lot of grass is greener kind of energy around this Death card in the upright and Page of Wands for what this person shouldn't do.
Yeah, I get a lot of someone who will start something, end it, and then look for something else.
Right, so looking over here at this Eight of Cups, it's about what happens if you leave what could lead to this Ten of Pentacles here. What's more compatible with you, Taurus? Is it laying down roots, or is it sowing wild oats?
Yeah, it's a choice. But one of them is authentic to you. This is who you really are, Taurus. This is what's telling me this is you. And you can actually express this part of yourself you have an opportunity with someone around you or someone that you know already. And you know it will lead to this. This other situation in the workplace is all about validation. It's all about going back to something that you felt when you were younger. And it's a very, well, I get, the thing is, you're manipulating potentially someone around you in the workplace to get what you want. So, you know, putting on that mask, pretending to be someone that you're not, Taurus. Again, if you're cross-watching for a Taurus, this may be someone that you know, because I do feel that this Taurian has this choice to make. I feel like they're already involved with this person in the workplace, and it's very passionate. I get a very passionate energy around that, but it's not going to lead to anything.
Yeah, you've got that Eight of Wands there in the upright as the weakness, so that's that passionate communication.
Yeah, there's someone pretending. They're pretending, and yet they have in the back of their mind, I think, this other situation which they know is going to be this, but this is kind of on the back burner, or it's around. I feel it's around you, Taurus, but you're not actually. I feel like I'm talking to someone here who is not actually with this person at the moment. They've kind of put all their energy towards this other thing.
Or they could be with them, but not
focused
on them. You know, I've kind of checked out of their current relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's still in it.
Yeah.
Possibly even living with the person. Possibly even married.
Yeah.
Right, but checked out.
Checked out, and kind of wanting to live some kind of fantasy, something like that. Anyway, but I do get an element around this side of the table here of this is also a fantasy. It's kind of like someone who has a choice between living out two kinds of fantasies, which is kind of weird. But I feel like one of the fantasies here has a chance of being real and leading to something. The other thing is just going to be, I feel, yes, passionate, but very short-lived, and could potentially be harmful because it's in the workplace.
Yeah, to both parties, really.
Yeah, and there's a choice here that needs to be made for this Taurian. It's all about what's important to you, what's going to lead to this growth, where you're going to be able to lay down these roots in the future, which I think is important. But I think for some of you Taurians, you have some kind of transition thing going on here, or something that you feel led like you have to do, you know.
Or a transition fantasy.
A transition fantasy. It's very odd, but I feel it's you that's wearing the mask there with that King of Pentacles in reverse as your energy. I feel it's you that's wearing the mask. You're pretending to be in a relationship with someone or wanting a relationship with someone in the workplace, and yet, meanwhile, I think you've got something going over on this side of the table which you know is going to lead to something else, and there's a past connection here. And I don't think that this person in the workplace knows about this other connection. Or if they do, they're afraid that you may leave and go towards this.
Right.
So there's a need to be authentic to yourself and to be truthful, not only to yourself but to this person in the workplace. So let's see where this goes, Taurus. Hope that you join us in part 2. It'll be about another 35 minute reading. We'll be clarifying everything on the table, going a lot more in depth. We'll be doing some Lenormand spreads and pulling out some oracles for guidance as well. So Taurus, please do join us if this is resonating. It won't resonate with all Taurians, of course, so please do check out our Sulfur Repair playlist. There you'll find the readings that are done in this he said, she said style, but they're not sign or time dependent. Also, if you'd like a personal reading, you can reach out. My email is gypsyinsights@gmail.com, and we've got a special on the he said, she said right now. Wishing you the best with this, Taurus. We'll see you in part 2, or we'll speak to you again very soon.
Thanks, Taurus. Goodbye and good luck.